The Civil War's deadliest sniper wasn't a uniformed fighter. He wasn't celebrated. He was a Tennessee planter driven to extremes by a horror history attempted to erase, a story so explosive textbooks still avoid it today. While Grant and Sherman grabbed glory, Jack Henson, a mourning father forged in fire, took up a handmade .50 caliber rifle that would rewrite the rules of warfare itself. His weapon still bears the scars of over 100 kills, yet his name vanished from official records. Why? Because his truth forces us to confront war's darkest reality. When justice fails, vengeance takes aim. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel right now to help us share more vital history. When war broke out, Jack Henson held status as a wealthy property owner with enslaved workers in Tennessee's Stewart County in the Between the Rivers area near Dover. This place got its name from sitting between the Cumberland and Tennessee rivers about 100 miles west of Nashville. Today, the land between Lakes Recreation Zone covers ground close to Henson's old estate. The Tennessee Valley Authority later dammed both rivers, creating today's Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. Henson stayed neutral when fighting began, choosing farm life at Bubbling Springs Plantation over picking sides. Older and beyond draft age, he openly told his sons not to enlist, urging them to keep farming. Still, one son joined the Confederate Army. These twin rivers served as key supply routes for both armies, a fact that made Washington send Ulysses Grant west to control these waterways. Union soldiers first took Paducah before targeting two Confederate forts, Fort Henry on the Tennessee River and stronger Fort Donelson on the Cumberland. The last fort stood near Henson's land, putting his home in the war zone. While Fort Henry fell fast to Union troops, Fort Donelson saw 3 days of bloody combat ending in Northern victory. This key fight made Grant famous while weakening Confederates in the West. Despite carnage around his home, Henson kept neutral, working his farm and caring for family under Union control. Federal troops at Fort Donelson watched him quietly, but left him mostly alone. But that fall brought chaos. Constant guerrilla strikes, called bushwhacking by Union forces, increased near Dover with Southern irregulars ambushing patrols. As Northern deaths rose, these hidden attacks worsened, making bushwhackers a deadly threat and ending Henson's careful neutrality. Things escalated until Union commanders ordered soldiers to kill bushwhackers without mercy. One fall morning, Jack's two sons, 17 and 21, went hunting. During their trip, a Union patrol stopped the brothers, accused them of guerrilla ties, and shot them dead without trial. To send a message, troops cut off their heads, took them to Bubbling Springs, and placed them on the gateposts as a brutal warning. This horror broke the Henson family forever. Despite the soldier's cruelty and his deep loss, Jack kept farm life looking normal. Inside, he changed completely, secretly planning payback that would make him one of war's most feared shooters. His money made this possible. Henson paid a top gunsmith to build a special .50 caliber muzzleloader using the best parts of that era. The finished gun became a perfect killing tool made for his mission. Though already handy with weapons, Jack practiced endlessly to master this rifle. At the same time, he spied on Fort Donelson's Union patrols, tracking the unit that killed his sons and learning their routines. His war started by ambushing the patrol's leader and the sergeant who ordered his son's mutilation. Avoiding capture, Henson returned to farming while picking off high-rank Union men, knowing officer deaths hurt morale most. As his kills piled up, Northern troops grew more suspicious of Jack and his kin. With guerrilla war shaking the region, Union leaders took harsh steps, allowing arrests without proof. This fear and payback ended Jack Henson's old life forever, tying him to a shadow war that troubled all. Fort Donelson's commander sent soldiers to Bubbling Springs to arrest Jack, which would have meant his death without a Dover doctor who bargained for mercy. Though spared for now, Henson knew he couldn't stay and planned a night escape to save his family. Under cover of darkness, he moved them west across the Tennessee River to a safe spot 40 miles away. After securing them, Jack left, knowing his presence risked both families, a painful goodbye marking their new tragedy. Seeking solitude, he withdrew to a riverside cliff with a small cave, not knowing this spot would define his war name. Riding his trusted horse, he set up a bare life in the hollow with only his .50 caliber rifle, now forever linked to his revenge. Meanwhile, Union troops, hearing of the Henson's flight, burned Bubbling Springs, ignoring pleas from freed people Jack had released before Lincoln's order. These individuals, left to run the farm, watched helplessly as soldiers burned their home. Sneaking back to see the damage, Henson faced the total loss of his past world. The smoking wreckage completed his change from neutral farmer to focused avenger. At the same time, the Tennessee River's tricky waters below his hideout, where currents squeezed through a tight space between island and bank, made a perfect trap. Union boats fighting upstream would soon meet an unexpected enemy, as Jack's cave gave both shelter and deadly aim. So began his planned attacks, mixing land knowledge with perfect shooting to write a new page in guerrilla war. This dangerous river bend became the ideal killing ground for a revenge-driven sniper with a custom long gun. Jack quickly learned his unmatched skills, boosted by the rifle's power, could wreck more than he'd dreamed. His method became routine. Watch the narrow passage until Union supply boats entered, spot officers through his scope, then deliver justice with head or heart shots. His life became a cycle of violence, cut off from normal society. Rare secret trips to his family offered brief warmth, but he always returned to his cave, both to avoid Union hunters and protect his loved ones. Local helpers brought supplies as he kept his deadly schedule. Between attacks, his guerrilla war felt strangely ordinary, broken only when Appomattox surrender news reached him. Though fighting stopped, mental wounds remained. Experts believe Henson scored over 100 confirmed kills with old-style bullets, a record putting him among history's top marksmen. After the war, he quietly rejoined his family near Danville, running a grain mill and shop during Tennessee's rebuilding. His later years passed calmly, though he stayed watchful. Angry Union veterans still hunted the ghost of the Cumberland who'd shattered their units. The weapon behind this legend, Henson's .50 caliber gun marked with kill counts, stays kept by descendant Judge Ben Hall McFarland in Murfreesboro. Museum shows sometimes display this tool of guerrilla war, its barrel carvings silently speaking of a father's permanent change. Jack Henson died in 1905, not in battle, but in a quiet Tennessee town. His rifle outlasted him, its notches a cipher to a secret war, a haunting legacy preserved by descendant Judge Ben Hall McFarland. Was he a champion, a villain, or just a dad who wouldn't let history silence his son's cries? The Union torched his home, but not his fury. The Confederacy lost the West, but Henson's ghost still walks its rivers. We cheer Grant's wins, but who makes the rules when war becomes revenge? When one man, armed with sorrow and a .50 caliber slug, haunts an army, how many ghosts still drift through Cumberland's mists? Share your verdict below. Was Henson justified? And if you believe hidden histories matter, smash that subscribe button, because some truths refuse to stay buried.